Chuck Schumer, I guess the Senate Democratic leader, your senator, said at this meeting that he is going to vote for cloture. He is going to vote to allow there to be a simple majority vote. You think that's wrong?
I believe that's a tremendous mistake. Yes.
Why?
I think, well, first and foremost, the American people, if anyone has held a town hall or has seen what has been happening in town halls, American people, whether they are Republicans, independents, Democrats, are up in arms about Elon Musk and the actual gutting of federal agencies across the board. This continuing resolution codifies much of this chaos that Elon Musk is wreaking havoc on the federal government. It codifies many of those changes.
Señores, lo que hizo Chuck Schumer deja en evidencia lo que muchos ya sospechaban, que el Partido Demócrata tiene un problema muy serio de liderazgo. Y es que esta sumisión que hemos visto ante figuras como Donald Trump, como Elon Musk, como Ross Vought, la falta de resistencia ante los ataques a la democracia, demuestran que se necesita un liderazgo nuevo en el Partido Demócrata. Uno que esté dispuesto a pelear de verdad, sin tener doble discurso ni medias tintas. Lo interesante es que ya este liderazgo está emergiendo. Viene directamente desde el estado de Nueva York. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, luego de la vergonzosa postura de Schumer, ha dejado muy en claro que está lista para dar la batalla contra Trump. No solo en el Congreso, sino que también dentro del propio Partido Demócrata. Ella sabe que no pueden permitirse líderes tibios en este momento crítico, que tienen que enfrentarse con firmeza a la amenaza que representa Trump en todos los frentes posibles. Sean bienvenidos a Políticamente en Desacuerdo. Amigos, hoy veremos cómo es que Donald Trump ha tenido un berrinche en cuanto a Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez ha revelado un escándalo. Así que los invito a que se queden hasta el final de este video porque traemos los detalles más interesantes. Bueno amigos, Donald Trump no tardó en reaccionar con una de sus típicas publicaciones en Truth Social. Antes de que pasemos a hablar de lo que dijo Trump, quiero que primero entendamos el contexto. Escuchemos las palabras de Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
What do you say to the counter argument of like a government shutdown hurts the country, hurts the people you represent from Queens and the Bronx?
Absolutely, and that is why House Democrats have laid out a plan, as well as several Senate Democrats laid out a plan to keep government open for another 30 days as Republicans negotiate a deal with Democrats in order to have an extended government funding bill.
But the House would have to come back into session, right?
But House Democrats are in town. We're afraid of working? Is that the problem here? That the idea that, God forbid, members of Congress have to fly back and do their jobs? Okay. Genuinely, come on.
So Chuck Schumer, I guess the Senate Democratic leader, your senator, said at this meeting that he is going to vote for cloture. He is going to vote to allow there to be a simple majority vote. You think that's wrong?
I believe that's a tremendous mistake. Yes.
Why?
I think, well, first and foremost, the American people, if anyone has held a town hall or has seen what has been happening in town halls, American people, whether they are Republicans, independents, Democrats, are up in arms about Elon Musk and the actual gutting of federal agencies across the board. This continuing resolution codifies much of this chaos that Elon Musk is wreaking havoc on the federal government. It codifies many of those changes. It sacrifices and completely eliminates congressional authority in order to review these impulsive Trump tariffs that he's switching on and off. And on top of that, for folks who are concerned about effectiveness in government, this Republican extreme spending bill removes all of the guardrails and all of the accountability measures to ensure that money is being spent in the way that Congress has directed for it to be spent. This turns the federal government into a slush fund for Donald Trump and Elon Musk. It sacrifices congressional authority, and it is deeply partisan. And so to me, it is almost unthinkable why Senate Democrats would vote to hand the few pieces of leverage that we have away for free when we've been sent here to protect Social Security, protect Medicaid, and protect Medicare.
You have expressed opposition to government shutdowns in the past. Here's your very first speech on the House floor.
It is not normal to shut down the government when we don't get what we want. It is not normal for public servants to run away and hide from the public that they serve. And it is certainly not normal to starve the people we serve for a proposal that is wildly unpopular among the American people.
Now, I get that you hate this continuing resolution. You don't think it's a good bill, but the alternative is likely a government shutdown.
Well, the alternative is to agree on a 30-day stopgap to keep government open as negotiated. The proposal is in front of the House. The proposal is on the Senate. Republicans had time to seek Democratic votes, and we can extend that time for them to seek that vote. Once again, we can come back. We can fly back. We can vote on this. We can get a stopgap.
Estoy seguro que muchos han sentido lo mismo, ¿no? El tema de la frustración, el enojo, la indignación. Pero también da una sensación de urgencia, ¿no? De que es el momento de actuar. Si el liderazgo actual no está a la altura, pues es la oportunidad de llenarlo con personas que realmente quieran luchar. Jóvenes que estén dispuestos a sacar la cara. Lo hemos visto con Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez y otros demócratas, Jasmine Crockett, Robert García, Jamie Raskin. Bueno, no es tan joven, pero es una persona que no duda, ¿no?, en salir a hablar. Hasta Bernie Sanders, que está en las últimas, es el que más toma la palabra. Se necesitan líderes demócratas que comprendan lo que está en juego. Líderes que reconozcan la verdadera amenaza de Trump y que lo trate como lo es. En cambio, Schumer justificó su decisión diciendo que si no se financiaba el gobierno, pues Donald Trump se fortalecería aún más. Pero la realidad, amigos, es que si se cede terreno y lo tratan como un presidente legítimo, es el peor error. Bueno, pues todo esto nos lleva a la respuesta de Trump. Veamos en Truth Social. Esto puede significar un gran cambio para Estados Unidos, un nuevo comienzo. Literalmente, amigos, los está ridiculizando abiertamente. Se está burlando de la debilidad del liderazgo demócrata. Incluso con la cuenta oficial del Comité Judicial de la Cámara de Representantes, celebró la decisión de Schumer como una gran victoria para Trump. O sea, no lo respetan. Y eso ya es un problema. Entonces, los demócratas no pueden permitirse líderes que se han visto como débiles. O sea, necesitan líderes que peleen con la determinación que este momento requiere. Si alguien también lo tiene muy claro, como lo mencioné anteriormente, es el senador Bernie Sanders. Sus recientes declaraciones no solo explican lo que se tiene que hacer dentro del partido, sino que también cómo tienen que comunicar el mensaje de una manera efectiva. Escuchemos sus palabras.
Senator, first I just want to ask you about the continuing resolution. You just heard Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer saying he's going to essentially vote for cloture tomorrow, make sure that this bill can get an up or down vote and thereby pass, because Republicans will pass it, keep the government open. What is your position on this?
I'm strongly going to vote no. I think the American people are sick and tired of Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, running around slashing Social Security, veterans programs that Republicans are moving for massive tax breaks for the rich and cutting Medicaid and nutrition, moving us to oligarchy and authoritarianism. You got to draw a line. And I think the American people are prepared to stand with those of us who say that, you know what, we're a government of the people, by the people, for the people, not the oligarchy. And we're not going to give tax breaks to billionaires and take food away from hungry kids. You got to stand up. You got to fight back. You got to go into the streets. You got to rally the American people. I think you can win millions of people, Republicans, Democrats, independents, who really do not like the direction in which this country is now going.
I want to just offer the argument the Senate Minority Leader made, which is that the consequences of a shutdown, as bad as things are now, would be even worse because it would essentially hand even more authority to Musk vote Trump to slash away.
That assumes that there is no resistance. That assumes that millions of people are not standing up and saying, you know what, we're a democracy, not an authoritarian society. Don't undo the Constitution of the United States. You're not going to throw 83,000 workers off the Veterans Administration. You're not going to cut the Social Security staff so that elderly people will die while they're waiting to get the benefits that they paid into. You're not going to take food away from hungry kids. If you do nothing, you sit back and you say it is going to be terrible, and that's right. A shutdown will be terrible. But our job is to put the onus on the Republican president, the Republican House, the Republican Senate, the people who control the government. They are responsible. They've acted in an undemocratic, unprecedented, unilateral way. They've given us an offer, take it or leave it. That ain't the way democracy works.
I'm curious what your experience has been like in these events you've been doing. I saw you did one in Nebraska in Representative Don Bacon's district around Omaha. You did a few. I did think one in Kenosha, one in Altoona. What these events have been like?
They've been extraordinary, Chris. You know, I ran for president. We had very large turnouts. But in a non-campaign moment, to go to Michigan and find 9,000 or 10,000 people, working class people, coming out was, far exceeded our expectations. And I think what that tells me is, and that was primarily a working class group of people, that tells me people are sick and tired of Trumpism. Nobody thinks that it's okay for the richest guy in the world to do what he is doing. People are afraid of the future of Social Security. Musk has called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. Trump has lied about all of the people 200 years of age who are getting Social Security benefits. They're trying to undermine faith in Social Security, which is the most popular and important program the government runs. People understand that. And what they want is us to fight back and defeat this trend toward oligarchy, authoritarianism, and inequality.
I want to ask about a piece of Senate business today. A committee you sit on, if I have this correct, I think it was HELP, was going to have a confirmation hearing for the nominee to run the CDC under Donald Trump, a former Republican congressman. He was withdrawn just before the hearing happened. I'm not quite sure. He seems like he has kind of the same basically anti-vax disposition as Bobby Kennedy at HHS. Do you have a clearer read on what's going on?
Este puede ser este momento de cambio real, un momento en el cual se levanten y peleen en serio. Pero solamente si lo quieren, ¿no? Pues bueno amigos, muchísimas gracias por acompañarme hasta el final de este video. Como siempre, si me quieren apoyar, regálame un like, comparte el video con tus amigos y suscríbete a nuestro canal Políticamente en Desacuerdo. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Hasta luego.